Hi, I'm here with JJ, and just kind of want to start asking right away. I know like a lot of us have had regrets, points in our lives we kind of wish we took advantage of things more. Is there anything that comes to your mind, or maybe like one of the biggest regrets you have that happened to you?
Um, I wouldn't say I couldn't think of a regret that I had, but I found like something that I worked hard for, but it didn't really turn out well for me in the future. Um, so I grew up around sports. Obviously, that's why I'm in this class because I love sports and talking about it. So I grew up playing sports. Football was my first love. I played it in college, played it in high school. So throughout the years, I like even in elementary school, I've always said I wanted to go to the NFL. I've always wanted to like make it there. So throughout the years, I've been told that I was like too small or that I couldn't make it or I couldn't even play in college. So I tried proving them wrong. I proved them wrong going to college, but then eventually got a couple of injuries and I couldn't really take that next step, even if it wasn't to the NFL to like continue my football journey. Couldn't make it, but that's why I like decided to go into the sports journalism route just because I love talking about sports and I love traveling. So I was like, why not talk about it just because I love the sport so much? So that's one thing that like that I had going for me.
That's interesting. And was football like the only sport you played, or did you play other sports like growing up, then you just stuck with football?
So in high school, I played football, basketball, baseball, and ran track. But in college, I decided to just play football and run track. So I love all types of sports. I'm able to talk about every type of like all types of sports. But my top three is like football, top or actually top four football, track, basketball, and baseball. But yeah, those are the top sports that I like really enjoy to talk about or either to play.
Now, you said in college that you made that kind of like transition where had a few injuries. You're like, I want to do sports journalism route. Was there like a specific person you talked to, or maybe a class that you took that made you realize, like, hey, this is something I really want to do now?
Actually, yes. So I graduated college with a media and film degree. So basically most of my like scripts that because we had to like make different movies and scripts were based on like sports movies or things in the sports realm. So I always knew that I wanted to like go into sports route just because it kind of clicked in my head that I'm not going to the NFL, I'm not going to the Olympics, so I might as well do something where I could talk about it, but I could still like begin like talk about it at the NFL or talk about it at the Olympics and travel there. So that's what I decided to do.
Hmm. And obviously, you said like this thing, like you wanted to go to NFL, this path and this like goal you had was something you put a lot of work into it. Like, can you kind of like explain a little bit more, like how much effort and work did you really like put into football and really want to play in NFL?
So I started playing. Let's see, I started playing like flag football around like 7, 5. Like I started playing football around like 5 or 6, like Pee Wee, all that. Then like I got to give it up to my dad because he would always take me to different football camps. Like because I'm from Georgia. I'm from Georgia. I live in Atlanta right now. So he would take me to like different camps, like in the South. He took me to some camps out in like Texas. So like I was like trying to get the exposure just to get like recruited, like especially for college, and like having different like mentors at the camps, like professional athletes talk and just hearing what they have to say. So like I said, I eventually like was able to play in college, but then like um gotten injured and like just that like stigma of like being a little bit too small of like the NFL like criteria. So I didn't really take it to heart just because like I understand. I don't really like to dwell on things. So I decided like just to go into like the media and film route, just to eventually go into like the sports journalism route would be the best option just because I still get to talk about the sports that I love.
Yeah. Well, honestly, because I kind of have a similar thing. Like growing up, for me, it was basketball. I loved basketball. I was playing it all the time, and the same thing. Everyone told me I was small. I was too skinny or whatever it may be, and it never stopped me from still loving basketball, but I had the same thing as you, where I was like, if I can't play in the NBA, I can talk about the NBA, and that's
Right.
almost as fun as playing in the NBA. Uh,
Hmm.
but like since like you made that different change that you want to, do sports journalism, are you happy that you weren't able to play in the NFL? Because I mean, look at you now, you're about to get a master's in sports journalism. Probably wouldn't have happened if you ended up keep playing.
Right. Yeah, I totally like. I'm really happy at where I'm at right now, just because I'm thinking of the long term. I'm able, if I was doing this route, I'm able to do like sports journalism probably longer than I was able to like play in the NFL, just because a lot of people get injured. That's a lot of blows to your body. So
Mhm.
like, I'm kind of happy where I'm at now, just because I know of how the future would like tend to be, just because I'm in the sports journalism route.
Nice. And then, is there any like advice you would give to other like players in college right now, like playing on a football team, and their goal is still to play in NFL, but they have the worries about injuries, about just potentially not even being good enough, not making the team next year. Do you have any advice for those people?
Yeah. Honestly, it's not by now. Now it's not by the school that you go to. Now it's by like what you do. Like if you're good on the field, if you know what you're doing, if you got that talent, then the coaches will come and find you just because your stats will speak for itself. So even though you're like, let's say you're in high school and you like, say you're like 5'11", about 140, but you're a dog. Like you can catch, you can do everything that you need to do on the football field, and you got the grades. A good school like will definitely come see you. They can easily put weight on you, and they can easily like get you to that next level to be the best player that you want to be. If being in the NFL is what you want to do in the future. So that's what I will. That's what I would say. Just don't be discouraged of what people will say, just because everybody got haters. Block them out. Don't dwell on the past. Just look at your present and the future, and just go from there.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing the story with me.
Hey, appreciate it, Sebastian.